it true. From high school halls to podcast cues, live a little, learn a lot. Turn it up, this show is hot. Grab your coffee and let's get into it. No filter, no fluff, just real talk. Let's do this. Ready or not, here we go. It's time for Muffman to start the show.
All right. Welcome to Hot Takes with the Murph Man. I am the Murph Man. I'm here with my co-host Connor. What's up, C?
I'm feeling great, Murph Man. Happy to be here.
Is it time?
Is it that time?
I think it's that time to ignite the fuse.
Today, we're talking about a paradox of college life. Feeling alone while being surrounded by people. Homesickness is real, and finding your people takes time. This episode is about navigating those feelings and taking small, brave steps to build your new community. Now, back to Murph Man and Connor.
All right. Today's episode, feeling alone when surrounded by people. Did you think that was possible, Connor?
To feel alone? Yeah.
To feel alone with people around you.
Yeah.
That's what depression's like.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everyone around you can be happy, and you could go to an event and you should be happy and you're not. You could be angry or whatever, but here you're homesick and you miss home. That's one of those things that you can't prepare for that until it happens. No matter how much you want to go somewhere, you're going to miss home. I'll give you an example. The friend that we have the studio at right now, she's out of town and she misses her home. She misses her bed. She misses her dogs, right? That's homesick. It's temporary. She's coming back, but it's homesickness. So it's not necessarily only when you go to college or when you join the military, but even when you go on vacation. Like, have you ever left on vacation and missed your bed or missed your room or missed the house?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What do you miss? Like when you're what do you miss most when you're not at home?
My Xbox.
All right. I'll give you props for that one. All right. Your Xbox. Hey, kids nowadays, right? What can we say? To get things started, let's jump right into the segment that's always bringing the heat, the burning question.
Today's question is related to our main topic, finding your community in college. Here it is. In a new environment like college, what is the term for a person, place, or routine that provides a sense of stability and connection? Is it A, a social anchor, B, identity exploration, homesickness? I'll give you a minute to think about it. So, Murph Man, what is the answer?
All right. Well, today's question is related to our main topic, finding your community in college. And here it is. It's a new environment like college, right? So we're looking either at the social anchor, the identity exploration, or homesickness. And you'll probably think it's homesickness, right? Because that's what we're covering today. But no, the answer is A, social anchor. A social anchor can be anything that makes you feel grounded. A new friend, a favorite spot, your bed, whatever the case may be, a weekly meeting, finding that one thing where you can get grounded and push it back against homesickness. Now, I'll share a personal story here. When I got divorced from my first wife, I turned to a group of friends in the club that I'm with. And, I wasn't suicidal. Okay, I wasn't suicidal. But I was depressed after my divorce. And I really didn't want to do anything. And I lived my life week to week. I mean, I wasn't trying to die or anything, but week to week. And that's what got me through the thing. So even though it wasn't so much homesick, that's where I felt comfortable. That's where I felt grounded. Actually, that's where I met your mom. That first time I went to that club. We weren't dating or anything at that point, but
well, I would hope not.
I was going through my divorce, right?
Well, and you just met her, so
that doesn't mean anything.
You can't just date someone you just meet literally then and there.
You ever heard of a one night stand?
That's not dating.
Okay, but if you go back for seconds
Still not dating.
and you go back for thirds, at what point do you start dating?
Whenever you guys actually hang out instead of the bed.
Well, first of all, y'all are not gonna believe this, but my wife was a virgin when we got married, so nothing like that happened. But what I'm saying is, you could date someone, and at what point does it become a date? When you do something besides having sex?
Yeah.
Is that it?
When you go out to do stuff and enjoy each other's company.
And when you
That
enjoy each
doesn't
other's
involve
company,
sexual activity.
so that's how you decide dating.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You
So,
make a proposal like marriage. How do you marry someone?
well, you gotta ask them to marry you.
Exactly. Same
You
thing
know.
to date. You have to ask to be like the lover, girlfriend, boyfriend.
Okay, I can see that. And what if you never say we're dating and you just keep hanging out and you never say that?
Then what would that be? You gotta put a label on
I
it,
call
right?
that, well, when you introduce
That's-
them, is it my friend or is it my boyfriend, my girlfriend?
Someone you're talking to is what we say.
Right. But what if
Because you're talking
but-
and getting to know them.
so you're not dating until you actually use the word dating?
Or as in you make it official, yes.
All right. You have to make it official.
Beyonce, like, for marriage. Well, no, that's when you ask already, huh?
Yeah.
What would it be?
You're courting is the phrase. You're courting someone before to date them and trying to get their attention and everything.
Same thing, but
Then once you become dating is when you become
I'm sorry, not a
I'm-
cheater.
I'm glad I'm recording this. No. When you commit to someone,
Okay, your lover.
you're committed to that one person.
Yes.
That's the word I was looking for. Committed.
Commission. Okay.
No, committed. You're
But-
committed to that person. And it's committing, by the way. So
Oh, you can't be talking.
so you can commit to that person. What do you mean I
Yes,
can't be talking?
Yes. Keep going.
You can commit to one person.
Yeah.
Okay. And that means no others. Right?
Mm-mm.
So that's when you're officially dating. So you're hanging out until you actually decide, I'm not going to date anyone else. It's only going to be you.
But you still got to ask to make it official. You
Right.
need an official date.
Have you ever heard of E&M?
No.
Ethical non-monogamy. That's what everyone calls it. When you're seeing more than one person, you let the people know you're seeing other people. So you're in a dating situation, but you're not dating because you're not committed. But you can say, hey, I have friends. You have friends. Okay.
We have friends.
Well, we have friends. Yeah. That's the thing. Is it dating or not? Now, until you officially say dating, that's one of those things that is curious. And this is completely off subject here.
I was gonna say, I'm like, we've been talking something off subject.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is important because when you meet someone, all right, I'm going to bring it back. When you meet someone, when you're homesick and you find that friend, see, it's going to play into it. But when you meet someone and you're talking to them and you're hanging out, and then you start getting feelings for each other, right? You ask the girl asks you, what do you feel? Do you feel like you could date me? Is that what I'm feeling too? Or is it just me? Right? Something like that, some kind of conversation. And what if she says, well, I only see you as a friend. And I say, okay, is there a possibility that we will be dating? Because if not, I need a bounce, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you don't actually have to say, I'm committing to you, only you, but hey, you're someone I want to date. And then if that happens, great. If it doesn't, well, it doesn't. You know what I mean? So when you're in college and you're lonely and you're out there and you're trying to make friends, people tend to be a little more friendly, right? And you might start seeing somebody. Is that going to be something you're dating? And if you're dating, you break up, you're going to be depressed. You know what I mean? So when you're homesick, you tend to do things impulsively. So everything I always talk about is have a plan of some sort. You want to go somewhere and you want to say, hey, this is what I'm trying to do. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we're going to talk about today. When you go out there and you meet your people, okay, you might meet a girl and she might just be very friendly. Doesn't mean that she wants to date you. Okay. I had a girl when I was in Cuba. I was married. we hung out so much, but it was only for dancing, and we hung out. You know what I mean? But nothing ever happened between us. Okay. But it was interesting because if we were not married, we could have dated, I think.
You think?
I think.
You
know,
sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But we were both married and we respected that. I don't know why I did, but you know, but yeah, so I think it's time to move on to the next segment.
Say it again.
You know what, Connor? I think it's time they hear my take for today.
Yeah, let's move straight on into today's hot take.
Here is today's hot take.
Today's hot take is it's a huge paradox of college. You can be surrounded by thousands of people and still feel completely alone. Homesickness is normal, and finding your people is an active process, not an accident. What do you think about that, Murph man?
So it's not so much that you're finding your people. Okay, that's not, how can I put this? You don't have to go somewhere where you're going to be like, oh, I definitely like this and I don't like this. You know what I mean? We're not going to do that. We're going to go somewhere and feel where we feel comfortable is what it means. Okay, your people. And I can tell you with the club that I'm in, you know which club I'm referring to?
Yes, because I'm in it also.
There, I can be myself. There's no judging. There's nothing, right?
Yeah.
And a bunch of our friends come very close, right? Even one of them from the club became your godfather, God rest his soul. But those are my people. And what I mean by that is, I don't mean like, my peeps. I mean like, that's who I want to be around. I can go there, and if I decide to curse, I can curse. If I want to be stupid, I can be stupid. Those are the kind of people I like hanging around with. When you're with your friends, what do you look for in your people?
Well, I mean, I look for like a group of people that I could trust, that I could be myself in, and I don't have to hide it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. For you to be yourself.
Oh, I thought you asked me a question.
No, I am.
Okay, then.
I was saying, what do you consider your people?
That's
Trust is to have friends, but
Well,
when you think of
no.
a group of people,
because you could have trust, but you can't tell them everything.
right? So that's more like relationship stuff, friendship stuff, intimacy stuff. I'm talking about when you're looking for people. What are you looking for? When you want to hang out somewhere, what are you looking for?
Someone that looks like me, or not looks, but like acts like me,
Okay, so
or has the same humor, or just click that fast.
sometimes you can be somewhere and you say something, someone laughs with you, and you're like, "That's my guy,"
Yes.
right? One thing we do a lot, we go Dave and Buster's for football.
Yeah,
And we should be there tonight. The bills are clean.
I know.
By the way, we are recording this. We're going to be playing on Saturday. But at Dave and Buster's,
Yeah, college is really good.
At Dave and Buster's, we're like, they already know who we are. We're regulars, right?
There you go.
And there's some staff there that I think is awesome. And there's some that I don't really talk to, right? But they're doing the same job, but there's a certain vibe you get from them, right? So you don't have to be at some place specific to meet somebody. It's people that like the things that you do, that are doing the things you do. And when you go out of town, well, let me use an analogy here. If you're a drug addict, okay, when I was a counselor, I had kids who they would send them to their tios or tias, their aunts or uncles. They would send them to their aunts and uncles because they were in trouble at home, because they hung around with bad kids at home. They were doing drugs at home. If we move them to El Paso, that won't happen. But you're just going to go to El Paso and find your people again, right? So sometimes changing the environment doesn't change anything. It's finding the people that are going to be a positive influence in your life. Because it's real simple. We can go to the bar and get drunk and meet friends and have fun and go back to the, right? That's not what we want to do. We want to find someone that's positive for us on top of everything. So not just finding your people.
Well,
What?
I mean, we've been to the bar
Yeah.
and found people.
Right.
So I mean, it's not. We don't have to not go to the bar.
Well, who are you thinking of?
Well, Ralph
Oh, okay. No,
and the guy from um the big
the big
Texan.
Texan,
Yeah,
Alex.
Alex. That's
Alex the
right.
Russian.
Big, tall, bald Russian guy with tattoos. He is the most like stereotypical Russian man you'll ever see.
Yeah, but he's lives in America. He actually is from like Amarillo or something.
Yeah,
Anyway,
he's from Texas for sure.
but what was funny about him is we're sitting at the bar and I'm trying out some beers, you know. We're not sitting at the table and they let Connor hang out with us there at the table. And there's this guy next to us and starts ordering beer. And he tells me, "Oh, you want that piss beer?" And I'm like, "What?" He goes, "Oh, that one tastes so bad." I said, "That's why I'm trying it. I'm sampling. That's what we're doing right now." And I was sort of like, "Shut up," you know? And then I was, "What kind of beer do you like?" And then he tells me, and I'm like, "That's this beer." So the bartender was like, "What?" I said, "Here, he's saying that this beer sucks, but that's the beer that he's drinking, right?" And he goes, "Yeah." So then the guy goes, "Which one am I not liking?" So he's already drinking. He starts sampling. I start sampling. We start sharing stories. Before you know it, Connor's pulled into it. Before you know it, this other table's pulled into us, remember? And we all just were standing at the bar in this ball of people having so much fun. And we were there 2 hours, easy 2 hours, right? And that's the thing. We just found our people that day at the bar. That's what he was referring to. He says, you can find someone at the bar. You know, he's making that joke, but you want to find someone who is positive, who isn't a drunk or an alcoholic, or I should say a drug addict or anything like that, you know. You want to try to keep those positive. So you might find people that help you feel less homesick, but ask that yourself if it's healthy what you're doing, right? Because when I was in the Army, there was a girl that I met as a patient. She was there for 4 weeks and she had an STD, and that's why she was next door at the STD clinic, and they referred her to us. And you okay?
I was expecting that.
Okay. So she was there for 4 weeks, was at the STD clinic, and she's telling, you know, when you have an STD, you got to tell people who you slept with so they can go to that person and test them, right? Because if they're sleeping with someone else, that's how STD spread. She gave the guy 8 names. Okay. And he's like, you know, I think you could benefit from some counseling. So this girl comes over to see me. Now, remember, we're in the Army. We're supposed to be in uniform. And she comes in a very nice dress. And I said, "Oh, are you off today? We could have rescheduled." She says, "I'm not off."
Oh,
That means she went to change to come to an appointment with her counselor. And I said, "Okay, do you know why you're here?" "Yes, we talked about it." And I said, "Let me ask you, why?" I'm trying to think how I phrased it. I said something like, "What is it about you that people like?" And I was trying to like get her to say she's a fun personality, something like that, right? And I was going to say, you can have all that, but don't go being a whore. Anyway, when I said, because I was expecting to go a different path, she says, "Well, my breasts, of course." And I was a 19-year-old kid, right? One of my first clients I ever had. And I'm trained counselor. I'm still learning. She does this. And I just looked at her and I said, "Why?" You know, she says, "What do you think of them?" And I said, "Why do you think it's important that I give you my opinion on that? We're not here to talk about that." And I kept it all serious. Like after the fact, I talked to my buddies and everything. They were laughing at me. "I can't believe that happened, blah, 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 blah," right? And they were like, "I don't know if I've been able to keep it straight face. I don't know if I could do counseling. I would have been staring the rest of the time." And I said, "I don't know. But one thing I will tell you is I learned that day that you have to be professional to do your job, any job." Now, you know me, I like to joke around and tell jokes and be funny and this and that. I can do my job and still be that person, you know, but the people that I'm talking to. If they're not my people, I can't be funny around them. I have to be very serious around them, right? Even when I started working somewhere, everyone's like, you're a little, I don't know, crazy to be a counselor. How do you do that? And I would say something like, well, because what you see here is not the person I'm in the office when I'm doing counseling, And it's like, I'm a teacher now, and, you go out and kids see you drinking. They're like, oh, I didn't know you drank. I'm like, yeah, I can have a beer every now and then. I'm an adult. It's legal, I'm a human too. I enjoy the movies. I enjoy going out to eat. And that's the weirdest thing for you to bump into your teacher, right? Anyway, when you're in college and you bump into your teacher at the bar, that's really awkward. Because if you're not in, like if you're no longer in classes together and you had a crush on them, you can actually try dating them. That's really weird, I know, but.
Never had that, but yeah.
You never had, what did you do? I just heard a pop. I've never heard you do that before. See? Anyway,
man.
Yeah. So you can go out, you can meet people, might even meet your teachers. Who knows, right? But you go out there. So.
Oh, that'd be so funny.
It would, right?
Like start going out with someone that I think is cute. Start going out, and then next semester they're my teacher or TA. Oh.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It can happen.
Oh, that can happen. Funny.
Now, what happened to me one time? This is really funny. I was at school at community. I used to teach face-to-face before I did online, and I'm sitting in class waiting for class to get started. Right? I'm there with your mom. She's hanging out with me. It's the first day of class, and one of our friends from the club walks in. Hey, what's up? High five, whatever. And we talk for maybe 5-10 minutes. And I'm like, oh, I got to go. Class is starting. He goes, oh, what class do you have? And I stood up. I said, hi, everybody. I'm your teacher. He's like, whoa, wait a minute. He didn't know I was a teacher. And we just, we laughed it off, right? But it was cool having a friend in the class that I was teaching, So, yeah, you can become friends with a teacher. It doesn't mean you can't. But you just never know what'll happen, you know. And I don't mean like you're gonna go date them. I'm talking about you can hang out with your teachers. But like you said, if I date someone and they end up being a TA, you're like, oh no, that would be funny, right?
That would be funny.
That would be funny.
I'd be like texting her, I'm going to class. Okay, me too.
I'll see you there.
Right? I'll see you like after, I walk in, she's right there. I'm like, oh, hi.
Yeah, So, oh man. Well. The hot take, as we were saying, was the paradox of being around people and still feeling lonely is something that we really got to talk about. All right, so we're going to head to break and we'll be right back.
It's time for a break. Hot Takes with the Murph Man will return after these messages.
The station where our veterans' voices are heard, MBR Talk.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Welcome, Quack.
Program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
The web at MB Radio.
According to the VA's suicide data report, an average of 22 veterans die by suicide every single day. This figure is a sobering reality and a crisis that demands our immediate attention and compassion. We must recognize and address the fact that every 24 hours, 22 veterans are losing their lives to suicide. The war doesn't always end when our veterans come home. The invisible wounds they carry, wounds that are real and heavy, require continuous support. No veteran should have to carry this burden alone. Many veterans experience stress and disconnection as they navigate life after service. But there is hope, there is help, and you are not alone in this fight. There's a vibrant community ready to support you, offering friendship, understanding, and shared experiences. You served your country, now let us serve you. Don't fight the toughest battle in silence. Your mission now is to reach out. Dial 988, then press 1. Text them at 838255. The Veterans Crisis Line is available 24/7. Every day, we save lives. Your life is invaluable, and your service is honored. Let's work together to make 22-0 again. No veteran should face their struggles alone. Together, we can ensure every veteran finds the support and hope they deserve.
He gets help, but he still feels off. Sees an ad on the TV about a dog batting said, "This is a man's best friend." Whoa, so he goes one day and he picks it up. Never thought a dog could bring so much love and put a smile on his face. But he's finally found a saving grace. He needs help, but he don't know the path to take or the way to go to be free. Put his mind at ease. We will help, 'cause we can't stand to see a soldier go to God by their own hands. We will do everything we can to make 22-0 again.
Before we jump back in, a quick reminder of where to find us. For all the short clips and highlights, make sure you're following us on social media. You can find all the show details on our website, purehottakes.com. And for full show replays and exclusive premium content you won't hear anywhere else, be sure to subscribe at stream915.com.
Now we're back from break, you guys. And on the break, I was playing a suicide awareness video. And, I want to pause for a moment. I was inspired by Ryan Spencer's song, Make 22-0 Again. Connor can tell you from the first time I heard it, I was just like emotional. I don't cry, but I was like,
it hit home.
Hard.
Yeah, it hit hard. I was looking, I'm like, oh, you good?
Yeah. And, just thinking about it, I love the song. And making 22-0 again refers to the 22 suicides a day. Again, that's from 2012. The stats are better now. It's still 17 or 18 a day. But the phrase 22-0 again is what we're using. And I'd like to remind you that help's always available 24/7, 365. And if you feel you need help, you can always dial 988 and press 1, or you can text 838-255. There's always someone ready to listen to you. Remember, you are not alone. And that's a great segue to talk into aloneness when you're talking about laying down the coals.
Before we dig in, let's clarify some of the key terms we'll be using today. Homesickness. This is the distress or anxiety from being away from home. It's a normal part of any major life transition. Social anchor. This is a person, place, or routine that gives you a sense of stability and connection in a new place. Identity exploration. College is a time of figuring out who you are and what you value, and that process is often accelerated by new freedoms.
Homesickness. This is the distress or anxiety from being away from home. Social anchor, that person, place, or routine that's going to keep you grounded. And the identity exploration. College is a time of figuring out who you are and what you value. It's a process over time and associated with new freedoms, right? Mm-hmm. And along with that comes challenges. Like I say, with great power comes great responsibility. And that's the thing. When I like Spider-Man. So
I'm sorry. That's just too funny. I thought you were gonna say that. Because it's an animation with Kermit, the frog.
Okay, I have not seen this.
I'll show you after.
Well, definitely gonna have to see it on the break. Yeah.
With great power. Okay, restart.
So the thing about being in college, you have this new power of going out and doing things, meeting things. You have new schedules. You want to find out what you have to do to get to your people. So when we talk about those terms, okay, and the last one is the identity exploration. I always ask, what do you want to be when you grow up? It's not about kids only. You can ask that to adults, because the phrase really means what are you expecting to happen after this, right? we're all silly. We're being stupid right now, but what's going to happen after this? Well, you're going to have to get jobs and have a real life. You know what I mean? So what do you do when you grow up is one of those things that you have to ask yourself. But I will tell you this, nothing shows the importance of social anchors more clearly than a real life example. So let's move on to the story from the fire.
If you've ever struggled with feeling alone in college, listen up. Chloe spent her first 2 weeks of college calling her parents every night and just rewatching old shows from home. She was lonely. On a whim, she forced herself to go to the campus involvement fair and signed up for the hiking club. On her very first hike, she met another student, and they instantly bonded over a shared, ridiculous love for bad 80 Seconds music. That new friendship became her social anchor. It didn't replace home, but it created a reason to engage with her new life. Go ahead and tell everyone about her, Connor.
I wasn't expecting that.
You weren't expecting what?
Well, what do I talk about her, though?
You're in college with her, dude. I changed the name for literary purposes here.
Oh, my mom?
No.
No one signed up for a hiking club.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey, Dad. I want to wake up at 5 o'clock tomorrow morning because we want to go hiking. No? You remember that?
She doesn't go hiking.
No.
None of them go hiking. They just wanted to.
Okay, they wanted to. That's my point. So that's a new activity that they're doing, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But then 80s music also. Oh, sorry, 80 Seconds music.
That's her. But I'm just saying,
Okay.
like going out hiking, making your new friends. She had her social anchor. Your group of friends is her anchor. You see what I'm saying? Because
kind of.
What would you consider your anchor? What's the one thing you can always come back to or go to that'll make you feel good?
Music.
Music?
Music. No matter what, music.
Well, but again,
Music.
we're trying to find something outside of our head,
That's
going and meeting people.
Nothing. I'd rather be by myself in my room listening to my music.
I know you're an introvert. I get that.
So, I mean,
but you've been going to the club every weekend, sometimes twice a week.
That's my friends. But, I mean, they want to go.
And you don't have a good time with your friends?
I do. Listening to music.
Okay.
Again, music.
But yeah,
music is
anchor.
Everywhere I go. AirPods, car, clubs, home, shower, anywhere I go. Cooking, cleaning, anywhere I go. Music is always in my head. I have one of the best music tastes in all of my friend group, for sure. Because I listen to anything. Rock, hip hop, rap, underground, R&B, maybe some oldies once in a while. Funk, techno.
And I'm listening to you and I'm like, yeah.
You've heard my music.
Yeah. He likes jazz. I hate jazz.
It's
rhythm and blues.
Yeah. Well, yeah, rhythm and blues.
R&B.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't stand jazz. There's a difference.
He can't stand slow music.
No, not even.
Yes.
Jazz can be fast.
No,
I guess not really. Yeah. I guess that's what it is. It's too slow for me.
Any song I listen, like I have some songs that are slow, but they're catchy. Like, like you vibe it, like 80s R&B kind of. And he's like, it's too slow. Change it. Or it's making me sleepy. Change it.
Yeah.
Every single time. That's why he's a rock head.
Metalhead is the phrase.
Oh, that's why he's a metalhead.
Rockhead is like when you're stupid.
I know.
Dumb as a rock.
That's why I said rockhead. As in you're
metalhead.
Like, you're both.
A metalhead.
But you get the joke, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. But yeah, his favorite artist, what would it be? Iron Maiden or Volbeat?
Favorite Iron Maiden.
Okay, but who do you listen to the most? That does not count as your alarm, Sean. Sorry, Murph Man.
Ava Max. No. It's interesting because I do listen to a lot of things. There's a few things I won't listen to. I like country. He likes jazz. That's pretty much the difference between our music tastes.
Oh yeah, one thing I don't listen to is country,
and vice versa. And that's what's funny about this is as we're talking, as we're driving around, we're talking and we're playing music, and I always let the driver play the music. That's the rule, right?
Mm-hmm.
I let the driver pick the music. And he drives most of the time, so I don't mind listening to his music. But every now and then, how many times have I told you about a song? I'm like, I like this song, right?
Once in a while,
not a lot, but
not a lot. It's like been like 3 songs though.
What's more, really, I hate that song because the lyrics.
No, you hate it because it's repetition. Yeah,
repetitive. The lyrics are repetitive,
or it's slow, and there's no like upbeat to it.
Right. I don't want to fall asleep while I'm driving. It's like, yeah. So no, but we talk, and like last night, he got home, and I went to bed. We didn't talk at all. Did you realize that? I mean, we said hi and a little catch up.
We talked, yeah.
But I went to bed and I fell asleep almost like right away.
Well, but even then, you called me and told me you were going to bed because the internet was down.
I'm not saying we.
But you give me like a heads up though. That's why.
Yeah, I didn't ignore you, but we didn't sit there and talk. We haven't since you've been going out with your friends, since you started college, basically.
We haven't been talking as much because I would have nowhere to
go. We
go.
haven't been at home talking. True. We used to sit at home, eat dinner, watch a show, watch a movie.
Sometimes. We always like go somewhere to eat though.
Well, yeah.
Every single time we eat, we always talk, no matter what.
And when we're driving, we always talk as well.
Yeah.
That's one of those things that when you ask yourself, like, are you your kid's friend or are your kid's parent? I am friendly, but I don't consider.
But still the parent.
Yeah, I don't think you consider me a friend. You see me as a parent. You can see me friendly, yes.
Yeah, friendly.
Right, but you still see me as a parent. You don't see me as one of your peers.
No, because you don't get the humor I do. Sorry, but yeah.
But then again, we also get the humor together. There's some stuff.
Well, yeah, some stuff.
Like last week.
What happened last week?
Hey, Connor, have you ever heard of otter? Oh, I know what an otter is. Remember? So when I was editing videos over the week.
What was the otter?
Otter is the note-taking service.
That's right. I was like...
Of course I know what an otter is.
Yeah, I'm like, I love otters. They're so cute. They're so like fluffy. They're like...
So while I'm editing the videos at home, I'm listening to this, and it's one of our clips online in our social media. You can actually go to purehottakes.com and check it out if you want to see it. It's on all our socials. But I didn't make it the clip about the otter. We're talking about AI and note-taking stuff. So that's what it's about. I didn't say check out Connor. He doesn't know what, I didn't do that.
Yeah.
But the clip is there. And that's one of those things that we can joke because there's some jokes that we tell each other that are just like really inappropriate. And he has the same kind of humor as I do. And the one I'm not okay. Again, what do we always laugh about? There's something we always laugh about that we shouldn't be laughing about.
Oh, someone that greatly passed away half my life.
So that's not the funny part. But when we were in school and he was a freshman, the counselor, we went to be with the counselor, and the counselor says, "Are we waiting for his mom?" And Connor just all of a sudden goes, "If she comes in, I'm running the hell out of here." Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what you did.
And she was like, "Oh, I'm confused."
Yeah, and then we told her, "Oh, his mom died when he was 9," and she's just like, "Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that." And he laughs. We don't laugh about her dying. We take that very seriously. We miss her
I miss her so much.
Okay, but
it's just funny when my friends are like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go to your mom's house." I'm like, "Why would you go to a casket?
Why would you go to the cemetery?
Why would you do all that just to dig her up?"
So
funny times.
It's not that we're okay with it, but we're okay with it, right?
I mean, we're okay with it, but it's just like it helps us cope with it.
Yeah, and I always tell you funny stories about your mom.
Yeah.
And
like did because I mean, there's no more stories to tell since she can't make any more.
I tell you the stories now, but I tell you the stories about her
till they run out.
It will never run out. Yeah, no.
You're gonna tell me a lot of stories, and you just gotta tell me your whole life, and that'll be it.
Well, okay, but
but for now,
the thing is, we have a good relationship. We're not friends, okay? And he has his friends that he hangs around with, and he has a core group of friends, like you were talking about earlier, someone you can trust. But they hang out together and they do things together. And what's really cool about that is the people he's friends with, from what I know, are good people. They're good influence on you. Last night you were studying for your pre-cal. Now, I don't know if you realize this, Connor, just so you know. Next week is Thanksgiving week.
Yeah.
The week after is finals.
Week after that.
The 4th of December is your last day of school.
Huh?
Yeah.
No. Because I have a final like December 12th or something.
You want a bit?
I swear to God.
Look up UTEP academic calendar.
Oh, I know what to look up
for the fall 2025.
I know what to look up.
Because if you pull up the calendar, it's going to show you the May semester. So I'm telling you, make sure you look at the right one.
No, I've looked at it before. That's why.
Okay, so here you're going to see what happens when I'm right.
Last day of classes, December 5th, dead day, December 8th through 12th, fall final exams.
Oh, okay. So December 5th is the last day of school, but the exams are the week after.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
I'm like, we still got finals. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. We still got finals.
Let me tell you why. I have an appointment on the 5th. And I looked at my calendar this morning and it said last day for UTEP. Because that's what the academic calendar says.
What's dead day?
Dead day is like a day off for everybody.
Oh,
nothing's happening that day.
Okay, I was like, oh, okay.
But they are very important, and we will get to them right when we come back from break.
It's time for a break. Hot Takes with the Murph Man will return after these messages.
Justice Jackson, they captured Herman Goring alive.
Tell me about him.
He's the face of the Nazis. I'm going to put Goring on trial.
Edward escapes the hangman's noose. Very sure of yourself.
No man has ever beaten me.
Goring has to fall.
You don't just have to win, you have to be flawless.
You're walking into a trap.
Knowing what we know now, would you still follow Adolf Hitler?
Nuremberg, rated PG-13, this November. Before we jump back in, a quick reminder of where to find us. For all the short clips and highlights, make sure you're following us on social media. You can find all the show details on our website, purehottakes.com. And for full show replays and exclusive premium content you won't hear anywhere else, be sure to subscribe at stream915.com.
We need to know the people we're hanging around with. Have them be a positive influence. Study together. Do those things. And as we're doing it, realize that you're heading somewhere. You're going somewhere with them. Either with them or without them, but you're going somewhere.
Yeah.
So I think right now is a great time to bring up the heat map. The guide to some actionable steps that you can take when you're feeling homesick. And we call that segment called the heat map.
The number one lie you've been told about finding your people is that it just happens. Here are the 3 steps on the heat map for finding your people. Schedule calls home, but don't let them be a replacement for engaging with your new environment. Give yourself a time limit. Say yes to invitations, even when you genuinely don't feel like it. Go to the dorm movie night or grab a meal with someone from class. These low-stakes moments build trust. Find a third place that isn't your dorm or a classroom, a coffee shop, the gym, a specific library corner where you feel comfortable being alone but present. Those 3 steps are very important, aren't they, Murph Man?
With Chloe's story in mind, let's talk about some of the map.
Oh, this is hilarious. Dude, you're gonna have so much fun editing all of this out.
I don't think so.
You're not. So. Hey, I'm saying this right now. I love you. Thank you for doing it before the game so I could go. But you're gonna have fun editing all of this out.
Yeah.
And putting the breaks in.
Yeah. So the thing is, I can actually take the audio from a break and just superimpose it, and it's there. It's
but we have to say it.
Connor,
That's what I'm
I
saying.
can get the audio from another break and just edit it in.
Well, I mean,
I'm not getting really good because last week, and I'm doing it again. That's the video I'm recording on.
yeah,
And this is the audio I'm using, and I have to sync this audio with that audio. That's why we have the little mics here.
Yeah.
So I can edit it. That's not a problem. I just thought of that. I could always just do the commercial, come back from break.
Anyways,
after Chloe's story, we're going to talk about some of those guides to the actionable steps called the heat map. The heat map, you guys. Schedule your calls home, but don't let them be a replacement for engaging with people. And give yourself a time limit, okay? What I mean by that is, how often should you call home when you're away?
well, like just like my cousin does with her mom once a week.
Once a week.
Actually, no, I lie. Every day. She does every day.
Okay.
But I say like once a week, like towards the end of the week, to see what's happened.
I don't know if you would want to call every day.
No.
Right? How many times have I seen you come home from school? How was your school today? Good. Nothing happened. All right. Work. Nothing happened. And that was it.
Yeah.
There's nothing to catch up on. Right?
Yeah. But every single time I go to the house, every time I see her on the phone with my older cousin, Danica. Every single time.
Right.
Not hating. Not hating. I'm just saying.
But
every single time.
A phrase that us boomers have to get used to from the young studs over here is, hey, have you talked to such and such? Yeah, I talked to her the other day. I have to ask, did you talk on the phone or did you text each other, right? Because you guys say, I talked to her, but you really mean I texted her, you know?
Well, but you've heard, we say talk because you've heard back from that person.
Yeah, you know.
I mean, it doesn't matter.
A conversation online. Is that really a talk? Have you texted each other?
Well, it's coming from themselves, so
it's a conversation,
but
it's not.
It's talking.
I don't see that's
Well,
that's what I'm saying.
We say talk. Well, deaf people. What do you do? Talking or?
Oh, you want to talk about deaf people?
Deaf, not deaf.
Deaf people, yes.
Okay, I'm like, don't bring mom into this conversation.
We already done talking about mom. When someone is deaf, okay, they have a language using sign language, right?
Yes.
How do you get the emotion across when you can't yell?
I don't want to do it.
What?
Well, like my interpretation.
No, I'm being serious. Not making jokes. Nonverbal behavior. If you're angry, you clench your fists, right? But how can you clench your fists if you're trying to talk? Does it make sense? Right? So they could do it emphatically. They can be more expressive. They can do, that's their way of communicating non-verbally, but they're actually communicating verbally using their hands, if that makes any sense. You know, so that it is communication. One thing I think is funny is I used to do parenting classes, and I had this one person call me, and she says, I have a client who is deaf. Can you do a class for them? Or can he go to your class? I said, of course he can go to my class. He just needs the interpreter. I did not realize it's federal law that I, as a counselor, have to provide the interpreter for them.
What?
Yeah. As a company, we have to pay for someone to come and interpret for them. I never knew this. I never, ever knew this. So that
true, because I mean, you don't expect them to get an interpreter with their money. Yeah.
Right.
But I mean, I guess because I have a deaf friend from middle school, from 7th grade. We played football together. Uh-huh. His interpreter, Miss E, she's fun. She's funny. She came from middle school to our high school with him.
Right.
So I just thought she was like a family friend, or like they paid her to like stay with him.
Well, that's a good point.
That's what I thought. And then she was like with other kids, obviously, so she got paid from them, from the school or something.
When you're in the district, that's your job to go interpret for the person. So she was getting paid to do that.
Well, but like,
if I'm a company and I want to bring you into, like, for example, if I wanted to bring a deaf person into the show, I'd have to provide my own interpreter for them.
well, I'm just saying, like, that connection they have.
Oh, yeah.
I just thought they were like, you know, because they've known each other before 7th grade.
Yeah, for a long time.
So that's why I thought they were like, you know, already good with each other. I didn't know the school paid her.
Yeah, she
and
worked with
then
the school.
my high school paid her again since
Yeah.
they had a connection.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought it was just like they got her for him because they had a good connection.
Anna was an interpreter.
She is, yeah.
You know,
well, she is. She's still learning, but she mostly just babysits. Yeah.
Who?
Anna.
Who is Anna?
Anna.
Who is Anna?
My friend.
I'm talking about the Anna that I was hanging around with.
Oh.
The one that worked with me at school and was an interpreter.
Oh.
That's what we're talking about.
Oh, I'm talking about
interpreters.
Anna.
Oh, so
she's the interpreter.
All right. Coincidence, we never have talked about his Anna.
Yeah, she's she's with one of the kids from my school, and she's like she's like a babysitter, but she's also learning sign language.
Yeah,
because he's a deaf kid.
Maybe it's an internship or something. Now, you know what's really cool? When you go to high school, you have to learn a second language. You have to take 2 years of a foreign language. Sign language is considered a foreign language.
I would have rathered take sign language than
I asked you if
Spanish.
you didn't want to do it.
Because I didn't want to be busy with my hands. I don't want to be at home and, you know.
Well, the next thing, in the club, you could be signing someone if you're talking to them. You don't have to worry about the noise. There's a lot of advantages to learning sign language.
It's called texting.
Okay. But what I was getting at was, one thing I didn't know about the interpreter, you got to pay them. But, and this is interesting, okay? Nowadays, we're on camera, right? We can go online. We have Zoom calls. We have Google Meets, Snapchat. What's the other one that you talk? WhatsApp. Okay.
WhatsApp.
So if I want to talk to someone online and they're deaf, they have to use a program that will translate for them. So what ends up happening is I would talk to the person, and on their screen, there's someone sign language for them. And then whenever they say something to them, they'll sign to them, and then they'll say it back to you. And the interpreter that I was working with, Sonia, really cool. We ended up having 4 couples that were deaf. So like I think I parented all the deaf families that needed it all at once. It was pretty cool. But we were talking, and she says, you know, in those conversations, I have to translate for them. And I said, that's got to be weird, because you're communicating between 2 people. She goes, no, that's not the weird part. The weird part is when they're having sex talk. They're sexting, but, you know, verbally. She has to repeat everything that the guy says to the person and vice versa.
Oh, God.
And she's in the middle. She says, that is like the most awkward thing that we have to do. But she says it's just part of the job. That's things I never thought of, you know?
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool. Anyway, going back to the phone calls. God, we're getting so sidetracked today. It's because on Saturday mornings, when we normally do this, we wake up and we come straight here. We don't come after a full day of work and school and everything and have a lot on our minds. But I want you to call home at least once a week so I know you're okay, right? That's all I ask for. You live with me right now. I see you. Okay, when you come home, text me you're home. But your cousin, when she's out, her mom's like, you need to call me when you get home, right? And I'm like, no, she's living her own life over there. You know, with Connor, if I'm here in El Paso and he's here in El Paso, I just want him to know I just want to know where he is. So in case something happens and when we come home, that's all I want. It's just a courtesy because I live with him. But if I didn't live with him, I wouldn't expect him to be telling me every night where he's going. You're not going to be like, okay, I'm out of class. We're going to go to the Union. And after that, we're going to go eat at Water. You know, you're not going to tell me those things.
Yeah. Well, it's because it's out of town. It's, you know, like we don't hear back from them from a while. You just wonder.
Yeah. So you want to do that once a week.
Yeah.
Another thing is say yes to invitations. When you genuinely don't feel like it, you have to get out there and do stuff. That's how we overcome depression. All right. Is doing things to get back into the routine of being something positive. All right. go to the movie night at school. I've told you to go to that. I mean, you didn't go to all the time, but you went a couple times. Grab a meal with someone. Just do little things and build a relationship and build trust. You were talking about trust. Okay. That's actually what I was waiting to get to talk about that. And the third place, what do you think a third place is? We just, I don't know if we got to hear it or not, but what do you think a third place is?
I don't know, somewhere you could call home, or it's like a backup to your backup. That's the way I think of it.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. It's not your best friend or where you do all the time. Mm-hmm. It's what happens when this person is not there and this person is not there. Who's your backup? What's your backup? What are you going to do?
Like, and where would you go? Yeah. If home doesn't feel safe, school doesn't feel safe, where would you go?
Yeah. And the night that your mom and I started talking about maybe getting together, I called my friend Ralph and Maria, and both of them said they didn't want to go out that night. I called your wife, your mom. She said, I don't want to go out tonight. So I called my brother, and we went somewhere, and I got really, really drunk. And I had just bought a new pair of boots. I didn't scuff them up, so I was slipping and falling. It was really, really, really a bad night. But anyway, I'm walking into the bar, and I see Maria, Ralph, and your mom. I was like, you. I was angry. I was so angry. And then Mari, your mom, was like, Sean, after you called us, we all started talking. We're like, yeah, let's go. That's why we're here, because you got us together. I'm like, well, I'm not here with you. I'm here with my brother, so piss off. I was pissed.
Wow.
That's the night. Yeah, I gave your mom a ride home, and I started talking about how much I like spending time with her, and I really, really, really like spending time with her, and same thing. And we started like talking about stuff. That's how it started. And the actual moment, I'm not going to talk about the actual moment she decided to go out with me. It's pretty funny, but it involved another girl. You remember?
That you had in the visor? Yeah.
Yeah. I had a picture of another girl in the car. We weren't dating, right? And I said, I'm going to go hit on this girl. And she got all pissed off. She's like, no, you're not. And that's it, So anyway, the thing is, you have to have that third place to go, have a backup whenever you have nothing going on. That's the most important thing we got, is something else is happening. Okay. And once we get that, you can even have a fourth place and a fifth place, have backups. Going to this one place every week, and all of a sudden it burns down. Smokey's on Litrovinos burned down one night. And they used to be a karaoke for Tuesdays. So not only did they lose the business and everything, right? But the people who were going there for Tuesday night karaoke had to find somewhere else to go. And the guy who was running that had to go somewhere else. And then they eventually rebuilt, and he didn't come back as far as I know. I don't think he did. But the point being is, sometimes you don't have it's not in your control when things change. Okay. It's not in your control. And I saw a shadow back there. Sorry.
Oh, don't scare me. I'm facing the side gaze.
Yeah. So sorry about that. And yeah, so have that third place to go and really think about what you're doing so that you can keep yourself busy. Right. So those are the actionable steps that we call the heat map. When we get back, we're going to talk about where you're going to get burned with some pitfalls. We're going to talk about heat shields, where you can protect yourself from getting burned and avoid those pitfalls. And of course, the afterburn with questions for reflection. See, I can say it that way. I just can't say it with questions for reflection. But we'll get to that after the break.
Welcome to Wreaths Across America, proudly partnered with Military Broadcast Radio. Walking through the cemetery, we are reminded of the profound sacrifices made.
Not every soldier resting here has someone to visit them at Christmas. They gave everything for our families.
Veterans fought for our freedom, for us to chase dreams and live the lives they never finished. This time of year, we honor them, one wreath at a time. It's about remembering their sacrifice.
How can you help honor these brave men and women? For just $17, you can honor a hero this Christmas. It might be the only wreath on their grave, the only thank you they received this season.
Make sure every veteran is remembered, not forgotten. Their service deserves our eternal gratitude.
Freedom isn't free, but remembrance can be accessible to everyone.
Join us in this meaningful cause to honor our heroes. Beaker invites viewers to help us lay wreaths for the ones who gave everything. When you buy a wreath, send Military Broadcast Radio a message. They will personalize your tribute. They'll provide a picture with a salute to your loved one and send it to you so you can still be there in spirit. Thank you for joining us in this important mission. Wreaths Across America is proudly partnered with Military Broadcast Radio. Help us remember, honor, and teach. Let our veterans' voices be heard, now and always. Thank you for your support.
We're gonna talk about where you're gonna get burned in a little bit, but before we get back to the show, Hot Takes with the Murph Man streams live every Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time on Military Broadcast Radio at mbrradio.us. That's the website. Military Broadcast Radio. We give veterans a voice and help them launch their own podcasts. So make sure to visit purehottakes.com for all my socials and special discount link to Stream 915. You know, thanks for coming back, you guys. We've talked about the heat map, and we've talked about we have to be cautious with pitfalls, right? Because things will happen. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about some of those pitfalls in our section called Where You Get Burned.
A few critical pitfalls to avoid. Don't hide in your dorm room. Your people can't find you if you're invisible. Visibility is required for connection. Don't expect to find instant best friends. Real, deep connections take time and shared experiences. Be patient. Stop comparing your social life to other people's Instagram stories. You are only seeing their highlight reel, not their messy, complicated reality. Let's hear from the Murph Man about these pitfalls in more detail.
All right. First off, you don't want to hide in your dorm room, right? You got to get out of your dorm room. That's the first thing. You got to get out. And if you live in a dorm that has like a hallway and it's indoors, right?
Well, I mean, that's every dorm.
No. There's some that are like individuals. Like, well, yeah, I guess so, huh?
They all have a hallway.
They all have a hallway.
You have to get in the room somehow.
Yeah, but you have the 4 people in the room now. You don't have like 20 people in the room. That's what I was thinking from the Army.
Oh, like sharing the same room.
Yeah.
Same room, but like
yeah.
share, but they don't have
Yeah.
Same room.
So you have people living in the room with you,
but not in your own room,
right?
Because you all have your own room. Sometimes.
No, I think
it depends.
No, like you can have 2 people in the same room. Well, that's the thing.
They fill up, but you have a chance to not have someone.
Right. But imagine having a roommate.
Well, you have to. So yeah,
you have to, or like suite mates. You have to have bathrooms open so you can go to the bathroom from both sides. So that means you have to have the door open. They can come over from their room to your room.
Oh.
You don't think of stuff like that, right?
Well, I mean, that's if, but they don't have that. I've been in the dorms before.
Okay.
They have 2 bathrooms. Yeah.
The point is, you got to get out of your dorm room, even if you have someone living with you. Okay. You got to go out, and you can't be invisible, you guys. You got to go out and make connections. And don't expect to find instant best friends. That doesn't happen. Okay, you're not going to find Alex everywhere you go. All right. Real deep conversations take time, and you share the experiences. It takes time to get to that point. You don't just do that at the very beginning. And last but not least, stop complaining your social life to other people's Instagram stories. Sorry, complaining. I can't say it. Comparing. Stop comparing your life to other people's Instagram stories. You're not seeing their highlight reel, not their messy stuff that really goes on behind the scenes, you guys. How about you, Connor? Do you ever look at someone or someone's TikTok or they're on vacation and you're like, oh, man, I wish I was that person?
Yeah.
Yeah. What are they doing that you wish you could do?
Go out.
And what's stopping you?
I got school. I don't have the money. I'm broke. I don't got a ride.
Okay.
They're more free than I am.
Okay.
So,
but if you were to go get a job and start working and could get your own car and had money, would you want to do what they're doing? Or do you want to do things because you want to do things?
Since I have money, I want to do what I want to do. Since I have the money for it.
Yeah, but you're not doing it because they're doing it. You're doing it because you want to do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, they gave me the suggestion. They're like, oh, you know what? That's nice.
Like my friend, she just got back from a month in Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. A whole month in Hawaii.
Just for dog sitting.
And she was dog sitting somebody. So they paid her to go over there.
For a month.
Well, I guess they didn't pay her. They paid for her trip over there, I'm assuming. Right? Anyway.
Trip and then what? Drinks and all that? Whatever. Wherever they went?
No.
Yeah.
No, she stayed at their house.
Oh.
Pet City.
That's right. Yeah. Duh.
Okay.
Never mind.
You with me now?
Continue.
Tracking? All right. So, yeah, it's one of those things where you see someone's life online and you're like, oh, God, man, I'm so jealous of that person. I wish I could. I wish I could. You don't see the struggles they have behind the scenes. You don't see everything that they have to deal with behind the scenes. Mm-hmm. Just because you see someone's stuff on Instagram, or, they're not living the life. Not always. You did something the other night that I've never seen you do. You took a picture of your food. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Why'd you take a picture of your food?
To show my friends on how much I eat. I did the same thing at teppanyaki for my 18th.
Yeah,
because I had 3 different plates. I think I still have it. Continue.
Well, we're not going to show it to them. But
no, I know, but I'm gonna just tell you what I had.
But the thing is, he went to the buffet, it's all you can eat, and he got 3 plates. And by the time he got to all this food, it was already cold.
Oh no, it was still warm. It was just
it?
Yeah. Oh, you're lying.
So it's one of those things that you got to really think about. Don't compare your life to someone else because you don't know what's going on their side behind the scenes. Okay, so don't ever say you wish you had their life because maybe their life is more screwed up than yours. Or like me, when we went to Vegas or to our 7-week vacation to DC and Atlanta and St. Louis, I had to work so hard to get that money together to be able to do that. I mean, like both trips cost me, one was costing like almost $7,000. The other one was like, $6,000 or $7,000 too. That's just, I don't have that kind of money. I was working extra jobs. I was doing Uber. I was doing everything I could. So, and then COVID hit. So, there was a lot of things going on. Just because you see someone having this great life does not mean that they're always going to have a great life. So just be aware of that, you guys. All right. All right. Remember, you don't have to go at it alone. In our next segment, Heat Shields, we'll provide you with some helpful protective resources.
Here are your 3 heat shields. The Freshman Survival Guide by Nora Bradbury Hale is a great read. Your Campus Counseling and Psychological Services, CAPS, is a key resource. They are confidential and specialized for student stress. Check out your student life office and the campus events calendar to see what's actually happening on campus. So, Murphman, these sound like something anyone can do, right?
That's right. Anyone can do this, right, Connor? How hard is it to just read a book, right?
Very hard.
Just take it with you in the bathroom and read 1 page or it depends on how long you're in there, 3 chapters. But, it's easy to do that. Also, There's counseling services and student life offices that will help you out on campus, you guys. Use the resources you have available to you. Okay, don't just assume that they have nothing. Always go ask. I've learned so much over the years. Just asking questions will get you some help. And once you get in there, you got it going, but you got to ask that question first. I would have never dated your mom if I didn't ask the question first.
Really?
Yeah. I owe it to the girl with the picture too.
All right.
But you can do this on your own. Just go to the life services and get the help. Okay, it's not that hard, you guys. It really is not that hard. But keep in mind that just because you do it doesn't mean it's going to work right away. They're resources. They're like toolboxes. You got a toolbox in your house with all the tools. You're not using any of them until you need them. And then you're glad you have them, right? That's what you got to do. And with those resources in hand, it's time to put them all to use. In our next segment called The Afterburn, it's about reflecting on what we just covered.
Here's some questions for reflection. What activities have helped me feel truly connected to others in the past? What part of my identity do I want to explore more now that I'm in college? Who is one new person I can strike up a conversation with this week? These are all questions that I am sure are on everyone's mind. Right, Murph Man?
This is what we've been talking about, right, Connor? What activities have you felt truly connected to in the past and keep doing them with your friends, right? We've talked about that. Your identity. Who are you going to be in college? Now, here's the thing. People who know you in elementary and then middle school and high school have been with you the whole time for the most part. So they get to know who you are. When you go to college, you get to be someone new. And the joke is always about experimenting in college. You do drugs, you drink sexually, that's what you're supposed to do. That's a part of growing up in life. We have to know what we like and don't like. Do you remember on Saturday Night Live, we were watching that comedian, Nikki Glasser? And she was talking about, you don't know what you like until you're in the situation. I'm not going to give the situation she gave as an example, but, like, for example, I don't like, I like beer, but I drink it. But Connor, if you had to choose between what hard liquor you would drink, what would you pick?
Define hard.
Tequila, whiskey. That's hard whiskey.
Tequila.
Okay. Now, which one do you know you don't like?
Whiskey.
See how fast he answered?
Crown Royal, I hate it. I hate that one so much with a passion.
Is
it Crown Royal? Or what is it? Texas?
No. It was just you've tried different whiskeys.
But that one is especially.
Well, it's the Texas Star liquor, and it was just a crappy one.
Yeah,
but Black Velvet's good too. I like Black Velvet.
Yeah.
But you're not whiskey. You like tequila, right? There's a big difference. Some people like gin. Some people like vodka. Well, how do you know what you like and don't like until you try it? Right? Mixed drinks. I can tell you right now. Give him a wine cooler. He's a happy camper.
Yep.
Right, Connor? What's your favorite kind of wine cooler? Do you remember?
I forgot the flavor. It's the... Hold on. Give me a minute.
Come on, man.
I'm sorry. I don't know my flavors at the back of my head like you.
You like the fruity drinks.
Okay.
And I don't mean fruity.
Not fruity.
Homosexual.
Yeah, no.
Fruity is in like mango or strawberry or, the Jamaican rum.
Jamaican Me Happy. That's what it was. And wild berries.
Free ad for Seagram's there. But wild berries. Yeah, see, this fruits drinks. Okay. I like margarita too, right? The Cayman Jacks. I love those. So again, how do we know we like all this stuff? We got to try it. Right? Well, there are those questions, you guys. What activities helped you? What part of your identity do you want to be? And is there a new person you can strike a conversation with? That just look at someone and talk to them. If they are weird, then you go talk to someone else, right? There's 8 billion people in the world, 8.5 billion. So we can definitely do that, right? But when we come back from break, we're going to be talking about the digital inferno and what AI can do for you. We'll be right back.
Staring out, there's a hotel window, many floors above. What's missing down there is love. Thinking through the smoke that fills my mind. Don't worry, it's not my first time. Adios, amigo. So glad I seen you. I won't be seeing you around. Adios, amigo. I've been looking for you since I stepped foot in this town. They say it's all inside, heaven and hell. What happened to that angel when he fell? Give it just one try. Tell me you don't like it. Be God for a moment and don't despise it. Adios, amigo. I'm so glad I seen you. I won't be seeing you around. Adios, amigo. I've been looking for you since I stepped foot in this town. Step outside and breathe. Play a little in the street. Hope it's not me they're sending. Move on from over there. Give the kids a little scare. Oh, these fences, they need mending. Adios, amigo. I'm so glad I seen you. I won't be seeing you around. Adios, amigo. I've been looking for you since I stepped foot in this town. Adios, amigo. So glad I seen you. I won't be seeing you around. Adios, amigo. I've been looking for you since I stepped foot in this town.
Before we jump back in, a quick reminder of where to find us. For all the short clips and highlights, make sure you're following us on social media. You can find all the show details on our website, purehottakes.com. And for full show replays and exclusive premium content you won't hear anywhere else, be sure to subscribe at stream915.com.
All right. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
And before we get back to the show, remember, Hot Takes with the Murph Man is partnered with stream915.com, where you can find all our premium content you won't find in this live podcast or on our socials. Speaking of socials, go visit us at purehottakes.com and sign up, like, subscribe, watch the videos, comment, do anything you guys can. I want comments. I need to know what you guys want to hear about what we're doing here. And if you also want to see the premium content, there's a link there for you to check it out, get a discount. All right. And now that you got the tools and the motivation, now it's time for the final word of advice from our last segment, the digital inferno.
Sometimes the digital inferno isn't where you get burned, it's the fire escape. When homesickness hits hard, or you need a zero-pressure way to start building your social anchor, your phone can be a powerful resource. Here are 3 essential types of apps to help you bridge the distance and find your people. First, for homesickness relief, try a mood tracking app like Dailyo or a mental health support app like Nod. Second, for hyper-local connections, look for apps specifically designed for students on your campus, platforms like ZeeMee or MeetYourClass. Third, for finding shared hobbies. For finding people with interests beyond your classes, download Bumble Best Friends Forever, the friends-only version of the dating app or Meetup. Now, Connor, get off your phone.
Oh.
Okay. All right.
That's
all right.
the one I
all
wanted
right.
you to hear.
All right. All right. All right. I see how it is now. I see how it is. Okay.
All right. So let me go over these
Wow.
apps real quick.
Wow. Wow. I thought it was gonna be something corny or something. Like you call me a nickname or something. Wow.
You mean like C?
Yeah. Or like Connie or something, you know, like creepy Connie. But like get off your phone is insane. Wow. My bad. Wow. Okay, I see how it is.
Oh, all right. Anyway, you know, there's apps out there, you guys. There's an app you can download, put next to you, and it checks your breathing and your rhythm and can tell you if you have sleep apnea.
You watch or what?
Yeah, there's your Apple Watches. You can have them. It gives you all your feedback that you could ever need. You know, there's just so many different apps that you can use to help you. Now, it talks about like platforms like ZeeMee and MeetYourClass. You know, I don't know how popular those are here in El Paso, but I will tell you, Bumble is an interesting dating app. And this is a friend app, but Bumble you can sign up for, and you can say, I'm looking for friends, not anyone to date, not anyone to go hook up with, but just to date or just to friend. So Bumble BFF, you know, the Bumble friend finder is what you can do, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because the thing about Bumble is different than all the other dating apps. On all the other dating apps, you swipe right, swipe left, if you like them or not, right? On Bumble, you swipe with someone and you match, they have to reach out to you. So it's like it's safer for women to be part of that. So they don't just get messages from every creep that they match with, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can use Bumble to find friends. But not just that, but I'm sure there's apps that El Paso Community College, UTEP have that, like a Discord group or something, right? You know, and you can make friends on there. I'm sure you could get on there and say something like, hey, tonight I'm going to be going to the Pink Pony. What do we want to do? And see what people meet up, right? So use technology. Use the technology that's available to you. Realize it, because you never know what is out there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, Connor, your phone is more than a distraction. All right. It's a toolkit. All right. Think about that. In your phone, you have all the tools you could ever need with anything. It's a launch pad for you. They help you process distress, build resilience, and turning sadness into small active steps. Your phone is a toolkit. Remember that. You got the mood tracking apps. You got the video messaging apps. There's so many different things you can use for that. Why are you smiling?
Mm-mm. Keep going.
You know,
I'm just listening.
But there's another one called Marco Polo that you send quick messages to family in connection without the stress of scheduling it. So you can just send like a text and a quick update, videotape yourself and just go, not videotape, video record. We don't have tape anymore. That's in the 80s, And then the next apps to help you find roommates and your classmates, possible roommates, study buddies. It's targeted. So, there's a campus-focused platforms like ZeeMee and MeetYourClass where it's specifically made to meet with other college students in your area. Okay.
Never heard of those.
I know you haven't. That's why I'm talking about them.
Well, but that's why they're not known, because no one knows about them.
Right. Everyone uses Discord, right? Actually,
Instagram.
Oh yeah.
They have a new thing where you could put your college in, and it shows you like whoever else has it. It has it in their graduation year.
Bing. Is that what you call it? Or ping with a P, like ping pong ball.
Ping. What do you mean?
You said it's an app that, and you said something like in Instagram, it's ping. You said something like that. Describe it again. It's in Instagram.
On Instagram, it's an update where you could put your school in, and you could put your Instagram, like your graduation year.
Okay.
And it gives you a list of whoever else has it.
That's creepy.
No,
that's a little too much information.
You do it yourself. You want people to know what graduation, like when you graduate.
That is true. I guess that does the same thing that all this does, right?
Yeah.
The thing about it is if you don't have your profile private, you could put out too much information about yourself out there.
That's exploring. Everybody knows social media is dangerous, but at the same time, that's how you get to know people.
You got to put yourself out there, right? Like I'm on the dating apps, and it was funny.
I can tell.
No, it was funny because I told your mom there's a girl that I met. She was one of the parents of the kids at the kid I was working with.
The kids with the kid.
The kid with the kid, yeah. And we were talking, and she's like, I want to go date. I just don't know how to do it. I said, oh, try Tinder, And she said, okay, I'll try it. Let's see. So then I went onto Tinder and with your mom, okay. And we were looking for her because I wondered what her profile looked like, right? She has all these sexy pictures of herself and everything. I'm like, okay, that's not the woman I needed to see, So yeah, it was pretty funny. Your mom and I were having a good time laughing at them. And then your friends were getting on Tinder, seeing the kind of guys that are older, like myself. And I think they saw me on there because they mentioned the app to me. They just said they want to see the older guys and who's a creeper.
Did they?
Yes.
I don't remember.
Peanut pepper pizza.
Oh, I don't think they saw you though. They were just talking about it because they were on it.
Yeah, well, I think they saw me.
I don't think they mentioned you.
What's that?
I don't think they mentioned you. They just mentioned the app.
Well, ask them if they did see me because I got the feeling that they saw me the way they were saying it. I said, not everyone on there is a creeper, And the best part, okay, you're not just scrolling. You have purpose. You're meeting people in the exact environment you want to be in. Finally, apps connect you through activities. Like you were saying, the IG app, you can go in there and find people in your class, You can also look in like for likes and interests like hiking or coding or gaming or, whatever. All these apps will help you link up with other people that have same interests as you. So it's a jumpstart,
Mm-hmm.
But again, I caution everyone, just be careful what you put out there because you just never know who the creepers are. Okay. I can tell you right now, Connor can attest to this. There's a website called familytreenow.com and you can type in your own information and anything that's public is there, but it gets like your phone number, your email, your address, right? And it's free.
And it gives like your relative.
Oh yeah.
And, like your whole like
possible relatives. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So how do I use it? When I meet someone online for the first time, they give me a phone number. I go to that phone number and I look up the phone number to make sure it's a legit number, right? To make sure it belongs to what her name is or his, So I'm saying they can look, not me.
Mm-hmm.
And when, I was in there and I saw possible relatives, I found a girl who was married. And I'm like, who's Antonio? And she's like, how do you know Antonio? And I said, no, I don't know him. I researched you and I found out you're married. And she goes, well, we're separated. And I said, I don't want that drama, you know? But yeah, so Family Tree now gets you a lot of information. If you ask me, probably too much.
A little too much.
You know, but we talk about the launch pad, you know, it's right there. Shared interests make it easier to break the ice. It's that simple, just simple. You meet someone online, you can start talking to them. And here's another thing. You can also get an app called like Second Line or Google Voice, and you can change that number if someone is a little too creepy, right? So if for example, if you meet up with someone and you're talking and you don't like them, you want to ghost them, delete the number and get a new one. So I do that all the time. And what's funny is, Connor, was it you who sent me the email about the STD testing?
Yeah. It was in like
tell them what that was. It's not a real STD testing.
There was a website where you could put someone's email or phone number and it would send them a link to get like, or a confirmation saying that they got tested for STDs.
Someone you've been with recently has been tested positive for something.
Yeah.
And we need you to come and talk to us. You know, it's not, and it sounds like a phishing attempt to some extent, right? But what was funny was I told Connor, watch this. So I went to my fake number and I texted all my friends and my brothers. And it was fun to mess with people for a while. And like,
I forgot what they said.
Well, no, like the thing is they know who they're sleeping with. So they know.
Do they though?
Well, most people. Every now and then you can have that one night stand, but you know, most people know who they're sleeping with. So it's easy to reach out to them. But yeah, so anyway, you use technology to bridge the gap and not widen it. You're already far enough away on campus. Try to get closer, make friends, go student union, the undergraduate study center. Is that what it's called?
What?
The USCG, whatever.
UGLC, yeah. Undergrad Learning Center.
Yeah, that's what I said. Okay, yeah. You know, there's so many different ways, you know, but when we come back, we'll get to the final burn and wrap up today's show.
It's time for a break. Hot Takes with the Murph Man will return after these messages.
The station where our veterans' voices are heard. MBR Talk.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Welcome, Quack.
Program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
The web at MB Radio.
Take a moment, take your time, let it set right. Let it drive right down in your conscious tide. Lean into the better times. 'Cause in a minute, in a moment, you'll notice a shining light. One that draws you in from deep inside. Reach out and connect tonight. That lead us to and through. Elevate to new. 'Cause there's a second, there's a session, there's something that holds them tight. Let you see this world through brand new eyes. Reach out and connect tonight. You know my name. What colors do you see? Figures and shapes, life for you and
The station where our veterans' voices are heard. MBR Talk.
Hey, thanks for supporting our channel by watching and listening.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
And today's final burn is, the final burn isn't about enduring pain. It's about mastering the emotional and logistical gears of college life.
But the final burn is not about enduring pain, but mastering the emotional and logistical gears of college life. Why be miserable if you don't have to be miserable? I can tell you when I'm feeling bad, I want to go do something. And I'll do something different. Connor can tell you, like, just out of the random stuff in the world. Like, for example, hey, Sunday, let's go to the roller derby. By the way, roller derby, November 23rd, Borderland Roller Derby is doing an event, a fundraiser. $5 of every ticket goes to the Lee and Beulah Moore Children's Home. And I will be there hosting the event with stream915.com. And let me tell you more about that real quick. Every Saturday, Hot Takes with the Murphman is on Saturday at 12 Eastern, right? With Military Broadcast Radio. But I'm part of stream915.com with Squad 915. And what we do is we have events in El Paso, like the Kaleidoscope Art Market, the Art Space exhibitions, Borderland Roller Derby, and a few things that are coming down the pipe that we're part of. And we get to interview people. We get to go out and meet people, talk to people. But what's cool about Stream 915, it's like the Netflix of El Paso, if you think about it that way. You go in there and you can find local El Paso content. I know you guys are not in El Paso, but it's still pretty cool. But stream915.com is actually an El Paso station with El Paso content creators. You have to be in El Paso to get it. And eventually, if this thing blows up and it works, we would love to have some like in Dallas and LA, 915, 213, whatever. And it can be franchised out, So we're looking to expand. So we're always looking for content creators that want to come in and do something, cooking. If you love to cook, make a video and put it on Stream 915. We have a guy who's a mechanic. He goes in there and he actually shows you how to do like simple things like change your oil. Because some people don't know how to do that, how to change a tire. Those kind of things. He has those on the channel. We have someone with a drone that flies around El Paso and takes amazing pictures and historical. It's amazing footage that he does. We have some filmmakers, local filmmakers here. Bernie, Alan, Luis, they're all part of the film club at community college. And they have their own movies, you guys. Like we do an independent thing called Screen and Share, where we actually have El Paso artists show their movies. So we get to screen their artists. And actually in March or April, when we have the spring one, we're going to probably do it 2-3 times a year. I'm going to be one of the guest speakers there. I'm going to be one of the content creators. I'm actually probably going to be the main one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, and the thing about the events that we have is because it's El Paso, and if you're in El Paso and you watch the station, you can actually go to the event and meet us, right? Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool. I think it is. I think it's really cool that you're able to do that kind of stuff. So it's one of those things that you can really enjoy. So that's what Stream 915 does, you guys. It's free to create an account. Go check it out. You can watch our first episodes, and they're free. And look how we started and where we ended. Today wasn't the best, but I'm telling you right now, we've done some really cool stuff. So look it up, check it out. Check out our Pure Hot Takes. Check out our socials, and we want to do that, But remember this, you guys. Use your digital tools like your calendar apps. I love calendar apps. Communication platforms. Maintain your social anchors and manage the logistics of building your friendships and your community. You can miss home and still be on the right path, because that's all part of growing up. That's something we all have to do at some point. We have to grow up whether we want to or not. The trick is turning the loneliness paradox into an achievable guided adventure. Remember, the paradox is we're around 1,000 people, but we still feel lonely. That's just what's crazy about college. Your people are out there, so go find them, you guys. And technology will be your guide. All right, and that's our final burn for today, you guys. Who's thanks to the C-Man over here, helping me with the show. I appreciate all your help.
Welcome.
Remember that paradox, you can be lonely at home, right? Even though you're around everybody. But I hope people enjoy our content and they're getting something out of it.
I hope so too.
Just so you know, I know I keep telling you about this. Last Tuesday, I had 15 followers on TikTok. I now have 350 or 60 or more now.
Like 368, I think.
Yeah, so I'm growing, you guys, and it's because of you. I appreciate you guys coming in, watching our videos, liking them. Yeah, all that. It's just, I have those videos for you guys. And I hope you like some of our content, if you will, about the kind of things that we're doing. But I actually think that that's it for today. So y'all, see y'all next week.
Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Military Broadcast Radio. As we wrap up today's show, we want to remind you that the podcast of today's episode will be available right after we go off the air. So if you missed any part of the show or want to listen again, be sure to check it out. And remember, we're here to support and honor our veterans. Your stories and experiences matter, and we are committed to giving you a platform to share them. That's right. We're here to give our veterans a voice. So don't forget to catch the podcast and stay connected with us. Giving our veterans a voice.